I'm back, I'm biased, I'm bothered, and I am always unfiltered. If you are easily offended, this is not the place for you. You still haven't managed to worthy up. Not to worry, let's get into this mess. Alright lads, we are back and TLC is wasting no time. We are straight back in where we left off last week with Mary, Jen and Suki talking about the NDA. So Cody and Robin wanted this NDA and Suki says, was it because of Coyote Pass, Mary? And Mary says, no, it wasn't. It's also about the money that I put into Robin's house. Now the wording is very interesting through all of this conversation because Cody and Robin are using the word gift. And Mary is not, right? Mary is just calling it a loan. So we hear from Cody, and Cody says that when they were sorting out the land, there were agreements that hadn't been settled, and that Janelle and Mary gifted, right? That's the word he's using. Janelle and Mary gifted money to him and Robin to buy the very first mansion. Now, the proceeds from Mary's first house, right, the Las Vegas house, were supposed to be half Cody's, but Mary wanted all of it. Cheeky cow ought to keep all of her money from her house, but she also wanted 25% of the Coyote Pass land. Now, Cody says that he put extra money into Coyote Pass. What is this man talking about? I need to know, because I know damn well there's not a bit of machinery out there, okay? Like, what did they do? There's no water, there's no electricity, and I also know if he did put any money into Coyote Pass, that would have come from the family pot, right? So I'm not believing any of this, right? But anyway, he continues, right? That's why they couldn't come to an agreement. Now, Suki is getting very confused and she wants to try and break it all down. So basically, this is what it was. Janelle and Mary wanted the money back that they put into Robin's house. Now, they have come to an agreement with Janelle and she's happy. I believe this to be true, right? I think that this has something got to do with Garrison's estate. I think Cody said, look, everything was left to you. I'll fight you for it though. But you know, if we just call this all even Stevens, you can have it and I'm not gonna fight you. That's what I believe to be true anyway. Because this man can't let a dollar go, you know. Anyway, Mary was offered what she was offered and she wasn't happy about it, right? So according to Cody, him and Mary are still negotiating, but he told her over the phone that he is gonna pay her. I thought, Leon Brown, go and help your mother. Your father is being crazy again. So we hear from Robin, right? Now, Mary and Janelle put money into her down payment. I have to know, how much is the feckin' down payment? This sounds like hundreds of thousands of dollars. That's not a down payment, that's just paying for the house. Oh, but she does say that they are square with Janelle, but Mary wasn't happy about it. So Robin wanted an NDA because she didn't want them fighting about money publicly. I thought, why? That's your job. Talk about stuff publicly. And by the way, right, she has no other source of income. All the OGs always had a side hustle, they still have, right? She is nothing. So get to yapping, Robin. Get to talking and make your money. Now, according to Robin, Mary was not happy with the NDA because she felt like it would be a gag order. I thought, of course she did, because that's exactly what you're trying to do to the woman. So these are being back and forth with Mary because Mary needs to take into consideration the money that Robin and Cody have put into Coyote Pass. I'm hearing this again and I still have no idea what they are talking about. I don't even think I believe them. Anyway, Mary also wanted all of the money from her house proceeds, but that's not fair to poor Cody, right? Because his name was on the house. So we're hearing from Janelle. Now, Suki asks her, did she have to sign an NDA? And she said, we all did. We all signed an NDA, but they're just ignoring it because everybody is talking. I thought, thank you, Janelle. Now, according to Janelle, right, Mary didn't want to sign the NDA because there was also some inclusion in it about her not being able to fight for the money that she put into Robin's house. Oh, I love when things get messy. Anyway, we find out again, right? They did have a buyer for the land. Mary, Janelle, and Cody, they all signed it, but Robin didn't, right? And then just as this was about to expire, she popped a big huge jaw up and she said, listen, I want an NDA. Basically, she wanted to shut Mary up and she wanted to make sure that Mary couldn't come after her for the money that she put into the feckin' mansion. Now, Janelle is calling this a power play. I'm going to call it sleeving, right? That's what I'm personally going to call it. So, according to Robin, the NDA was always included in the sale of Coyote Pass. This is crap, okay? Because Cody, Janelle, and Mary were all okay with signing that paperwork. So this is crap and it's a lie. Show me receipts, Robin. Receipts or it did not happen. So Robin says that Janelle is calling it a power play because Janelle is basically a backstabbing bitch towards Mary. Now Cody is now talking, right? But he's trying to walk back that he initially signed the original paperwork because he's saying that Robin was not the holdout and that he would not sign the paperwork. I thought, but you did, Cody. These people cannot keep their story straight. Cody then says that Mary initially wanted all of the money from her sale from her Las Vegas house, right? But when these two got a divorce decree, everything was supposed to be 50-50. I thought, really? Well, then that means that Mary gets 50% of everything that Cody has. Hell yeah, let's go. Get 50% of that, Mark. Get 50% of that big, huge house. I'm telling you, I want her to do this so badly. I really, really do. Can you imagine? Like, he's after saying that. He's after saying that in front of the world, right? It's supposed to be 50-50. Like, even Stevens amongst the two of them. Oh, Leon, again, I'm calling on you. I'm calling on you. Anyway, she also wanted to get 25% of Coyote Pass, but she wasn't recognising the money that him and Robin put into it. I don't believe there was a penny put into this land. And even if there was, right, he took it out of family pot. Because if there wasn't, he'd have been saying, look at the machinery I'm after buying. Look at the electricity I'm after putting on this, lads. Like, he would have told us all of that by now. Anyway, we're with Mary and Jan. Now, Suki tells Mary, Cody feels entitled to have the money from your Las Vegas house. Now, Mary says that although she paid for everything and she lived in that big, huge, echoey house all by herself, Cody's name is on it. So she's willing to give him half of it because she's a feckin' idiot. Oh, but anyway, right? Suki wants to know, why does Cody have the equity? And Jan is like, yeah, that's a good question. Why does he have all the equity? Thank you, Jen. So we find out that every single penny that Mary got for the sale of her Las Vegas house went into Robin's house. Now, Mary is still, thank God, right? She is still calling it a loan. Now, Mary says, I never planned to talk about this, but she is going to talk about it now. This is what happens, lads, all right? This is what happens when you fuck around with people you find out, and Cody and Robin are at the finding out stage. If they had just left this woman alone, she wouldn't have told us any of this. But, thank you, Mary. So now we're with Robin, and we get a heck of a lot of word salad. So according to Robin, Cody was entitled to half of Mary's house, right? Bear that in mind, she says half, right? And she says, even I gave Cody half of the sale of my house. I thought, well, of course you did. Like, you lived with him, he was your husband. But Mary is telling us, right? She gave every single penny. There's a big difference between 100% and 50%, right? Also, Robin is married to Cody. He's just going to put that 50% into the next huge mansion. Now, Suki is telling Robin, Mary paid for everything in the Las Vegas house, Robin. Robin disagrees with this, right? Because she says, no, that's a lie, right? Because Cody paid for the insurance. I thought, that's crap. There's no way the bank is going to give you a mortgage for hundreds of thousands of euro and not have themselves insured up to the hilt, right? These people aren't about to lose a penny. I guarantee you, right? They're not going to lose any fucking money. So according to Robin, the family has always worked in this way. One person will pay one bill and somebody else will just pay another bill. I thought, when? When have you ever paid a bill? Now, I remember this woman was in the Brown family, barely a wet day, right? And she's saying, Cody, where do I put me bill? Do I put it up here on the counter? Is the bill fairly going to come down and take and leave me a fiver? Is that how it all works? And Cody is like, yeah, that's how it works. While the rest of the world is screaming, get a feckin' job, you loser. Anyway, Mary is saying, look, I've always paid my bills myself. And how would Robin even know what was going on in my house and how my bills were being paid? She's pissed by this, right? She is pissed. Now, Mary says that Cody didn't pay anything because the insurance was paid with the mortgage. I believe you, Mary, because I'm a sensible person. Anyway, now Suki is still very confused by all of this. And she wants to know if Mary was okay with all of this and the NDA. Why would she not sign? So apparently, Mary only became okay with the NDA after they had gone back and forth like a few times to redo specific verbiage. But she does say that early in the negotiations, they put the Las Vegas home off the table. What is she talking about? What does that mean? I want to know what the initial verbiage was, but what does she mean off the table? Does that mean like we can't talk about it? We are talking about it? I don't know, because we seem to be talking about everything, even though the NDA was signed and agreed on. So we're with Cody, and Suki says to him, Mary was afraid she wouldn't get a fair deal and she wouldn't be able to talk about it. And Cody is telling us, right, it was just a bargaining chip. I thought, but what the hell would Mary get out of it? Like, what are you bargaining with her? Like, what is she going to get by signing this? Absolutely and utterly nothing. Unless there's dirt on Mary. But I don't think so. We know all about the catfish. Like, that's the basic gist of the dirt. Anyway, Cody is now saying that he told Robin to hold off on signing any agreements. I thought that's a feckin' lie. You already signed, right? You initially signed this, so this is all bollocks. He's talking a whole load of bollocks. So now we are talking again about the backdoor deal. Now he is saying that Janelle is upset with him because he told people about the backdoor deal. Nobody believes you, Cody. Nobody believes this feckin' backdoor deal story. So we're hearing from Janelle, and she said there was no backdoor deal. They did have an offer on the land. She contacted them all. We know all of this. They all signed it apart from Robin. Now, Robin says that she found out from Cody that him and Janelle were doing all kind of backdoor stuff, right? And she says, no, it's not fair on Mary. So she said that Cody was pressuring her and threatening her. And Suki says, tell me more about that. What's going on with these threats? And she said, well, he threatened me he'd just sell it. I thought, that's not a feckin' threat. That's just repeating what he said the first time. Also, it's untrue, right? Because he cannot sell something that her name is on, and her name is literally on everything. This is crap. But according to her, she said to Cody that she would go legal if he tried to do anything. I'm telling you, the lies from these people, the fucking lies. I'll tell you when she will go legal. When she's getting her divorce. Oh, that won't be too long. I give them another. What does everybody reckon? I'm going to reckon maybe 3 or 4 years. I think this show will run until there's nobody else watching, which will be me. But after that, the show is going to end. She's gone, right? She's packing her bags. They're already there. All of her floral blouses, they're all ready to go. But she is going to leave this man's ours. Anyway, now we're with Christine and David. Now, according to Christine, this is how Cody always does stuff, right? He's always messy. That's what Christine says, and that's what I believe. Now, Robin was fuming that Cody was talking to Janelle about her back door, right? And we're getting some dry cry tears. And Robin says that she called out Cody so hard. And Suki wants to know how. So we don't get an answer, right? But we do get a story of Mary getting the legal divorce so Cody could adopt Robin's brats. Sorry, I meant to say Robin's brats and Dayton. And Robin was real scared of doing anything got to do with the law. I thought you were on telly, love, and we all knew where you lived. What are you talking about, you gobshite? But according to her, she told Cody, if I ever want out of this marriage, you have to let me go, Cody. I thought you seemed to walk away from David Preston Jessup like pretty easily. But then we hear it again, right, of Cody saying that if any of the wives left, he'd buy them a house, yada yada. What the hell was he going to buy them a house with? Like, he'd no feckin' money. Also, why the hell do the wife and kids have to leave? Like, Cody only just flitters from house to house. Why can't he leave? Like, just leave these people alone. So this apparently is Robin calling out Cody hard, right? By reminding him of all of this, right? I thought, all right, that's grand. I'll give her that, right? But Leon and Mary are the people who are not happy with how this has all gone down. They're still here. Like, they're still very much here. Buy them a house down the road. Actually, they don't even want that. Just give them back the feck of money. So now we hear from Cody, and Cody tells us that, Jesus, this fucking backdoor deal. Cody is telling us, look, the backdoor deal, it could have never really worked anyway. We know that, because everybody's names is all over the place. But Cody thinks that Robin is the moral compass of the Cody Brown family. Imagine having that much of an ego that you call your family, like, after your first and second name. Oh, I could never. I just could never. Anyway, Suki is asking Mary, why do you think Robin tried to put a stop to this backdoor feckin' deal? Then Mary really bothered me, right? She really bothered me because she says, well, it's just that Robin wants to be fair. I thought, Mary, go to AA or something. You're obviously on drugs. What are you talking about, woman? Robin turned into a cuckoo and she kicked you out of your own feckin' nest. Like, she has ruined this woman's life. What the hell is Mary on about? I don't understand it. But Mary does say that Robin is not the moral compass of the entire family, just her and Cody's family. I thought that may be true because this woman's moral compass, it's so feckin' broken. If you didn't know, right, she got knocked up. She had premarital sex with her sister's boyfriend and she got knocked up. I like to remind people of that in case they ever forget. So we are getting more pretend tears from Robin. And she tells us, look, Cody is my bitch. Sorry, I mean, is my husband, right? But that doesn't mean I agree with everything that he does. Now, Mary thinks it's very disrespectful that Robin knew all about the backdoor deal. And, you know, if I hear backdoor one more feckin' time. Oh, anyway, she thinks it's very disrespectful that Robin didn't tell her. Now, Mary also says that she knows she's not always the best person. Ooh, but she's an honest person. I thought, Mary, do you know what? Quit while you're ahead, love. Because that's not true. I seen her, right? I seen her shoving that banana far down her throat to send to Samuel Jacob Cooper. I downloaded all of the voice messages between these two. Honestly, do you know what? Just walk away from it, Mary. Just walk away from it. Anyway, basically, she does not trust Robin. I don't fucking blame her. Now, according to Robin, she doesn't trust Mary at this stage, but she is looking out for her, apparently. Well, that's what the woman is saying anyway, right? Now, Robin is flabbergasted that Suki would expect her to tell Mary that Cody was planning to backdoor Janelle, right? Because she's not going to be disloyal to Cody. And she says, and Mary didn't maintain her relationship with Robin. I thought, you cheeky fecking cow. That woman bought a house, right? Mary, well, rented a house, right? That woman got a house right beside Robin. Now, she got a house that was full of outdoor crap for Robin's kids. Did Robin bring the kids over? No, she didn't, right? She didn't bring them over. She didn't invite the woman to Christmas. Do you remember Isabel was going to be there? Now, if you remember, like from the OG days, right? Isabel was Mary's little pal, right? Mary didn't even know the kid was coming into town because Robin never told her, and she never even invited the woman to Easter. She's an awful fecking cow, right? But Robin is saying, oh, it's Mary's fault for not maintaining the relationship with me. But where's Robin's part in all of this relationship, you know? Makes no fecking sense. Anyway, according to Robin, Mary just burned bridges because she was talking about her behind her back. We all talk about each other behind each other's back. Welcome to life, Robin. Now, there's one more question regarding this Becca backdoor deal that Suki wants to know. Why was Robin the last to sign? Now, Cody says he asked Robin not to sign until Mary agreed to sort out the entanglement. I thought that's some very Jada Pinkett Smith bollocks. It really is. Anyway, basically, Robin just wanted to shut Mary up, okay? These two can't keep their lies straight anymore. I fucking love it. But he finally went ahead and agreed to give Mary the 25% of Coyote Pass. And they are gonna sort out the rest in the future. So at this stage, right, she still hasn't gotten her money. Because he says, right, a lawyer told him that he's not legally obligated to pay her anything. I thought, hold the phone. Hold the phone, Cody Brown. You just told me a minute ago in your divorce decree that everything between you was supposed to be 50-50. I think Mary has a legal leg to stand on here, but I did find this out. I can't believe the information that America gives you. I just cannot believe it. So apparently these two, like Cody and Robin, they took out $750,000 equity from their home. Now, I want you to bear in mind, he's hitting 60, she's hitting 50. Who the hell is borrowing that much money? But I was wondering, right? Did they borrow this money to pay back Mary? I mean, I hope so, but it wouldn't be 750 grand, right? What the hell else are they buying? Why are they taking all of this money out of their house? Makes no sense. But I do hope that they're paying back Mary. But as a filming, right, she still hasn't been paid yet when this was recorded. So, according to Cody, the experience of Coyote Pass basically sent him over the edge, and that's why he went on the apology tour. So, he told Robin like that he wanted to apologize to the OG3. I thought, of course he does. He can't do anything without asking this woman's permission. So, now we're talking about the Christian apology, and we see Cody apologizing. Now, David, he was trying to relate to Cody, but Cody basically says, "Hush, David, I have a list that you have to get through." So when Cody apologized for saying he didn't love Christine, right, that's what we were watching. And David inviting Cody to go to Moab. And Cody saying, "I'm not interested." I don't know why, that just always makes me laugh. For some reason, Cody thinks he's releasing Christine. I thought she's released. She gets released every night with David Woolley Brown. She's grand, right? She's grand. Now, he does tell us that he watched the wedding and that he's happy for them. I know why he watched this wedding. He wanted to find out what the dress was like. I guarantee you that's why he was watching. Now, Suki asked Cody about not being attracted to Christine. Oh, and Cody says that was only in the beginning. Sorry. But we also get this story, right? So apparently, after Christine had the first baby, I thought her name is Aspen, Cody. Her name is Aspen. So Christine was going back to work. They were in the shop and she was trying on the suit, right? It was a burgundy trouser suit. And he thought it was gorgeous. I thought, of course you did. Of course you thought it was gorgeous because you knew that was going to get her arse out the door to make you money. This guy is so fucking transparent. Then we get what I consider to be a very strange conversation. In my opinion, it was very strange, right? Kazuki is with Christine. Now we find out that Christine doesn't like that Cody said sorry for saying that he never loved her because David was there and it just felt very disrespectful to David. But she is glad that he didn't take back saying that he was never attracted to her. This makes no sense to me, right? No sense. But she says, "I don't care what he thinks, right? Because David thinks I'm gorgeous." I thought that's grand. That's grand. But I think it is important that he took that back because of the kids. Like, all of the OG kids, right? She's their mother. Like, maybe not the biological mother, but she's their mother figure. How horrible to hear your father saying something like that. I think it was a good thing that he said it, you know. I don't know why they're going on about this. But Janelle reckons the apology was real, and she thinks it would be weird talking to your ex without David there. I thought, oh, like the way you were talking to your ex, like she was just talking to him, you know. Now, Mary thinks it's good that Cody apologised, and that it's only appropriate that David was there. And look, even if it is uncomfortable, the fact is he did love her and he did have half a dozen kids with her. I completely agree. I completely agree with her. But Christine is still going on about how inappropriate Cody's apology was. Now, apparently, David was annoyed, right? We'll get more to that in a moment. But we're hearing from Cody. Basically, he likes David, right? But he doesn't care what he thinks because David is a guy's guy and a guy thinks that they have everything figured out. I tell him, no, they don't. I have gone to my father loads of times, right? And my father has said, "Girls, go and talk to your mother. I don't understand this." Or I'll talk to my granddad, right? And my granddad will say to me, "Sweetheart, ask your nanny. She's better at that than I am." Like, most men can just say, "No, I don't know that." Like, Cody Brown is such a fucking idiot. Anyway, Cody says David doesn't even know him and that he doesn't even know David. I thought, well, you'd want to fix that because truly Wooly Brown has a new daddy and his name is David Wooly Brown. So get on the phone, organise to meet this guy. Now we hear from David. Now, according to him, right, he thought Cody saying that he did actually love Christine in front of him was inappropriate. What the hell is this guy talking about? He's been telling Christine like time and time again, of course he loved you, Christine. Like, I don't blame him saying that to her because, I mean, Cody is a horrible piece of shit for putting that idea into her head. So I don't understand what David is going on about. But he reckons, look, this was breaking bro code. And apparently that's why he invited Cody to Moab. He was putting him to the test. I thought, what kind of a test is that? Also, did he fail by saying, "No, I don't want to go to Moab with you"? This is also stupid. But David didn't tell Christine until the next day that it was awkward. I want to know why. Why did you not say it in the room, David? Say it with your chest. This is awkward, Cody Brown. Also, why the hell are you telling Christine? She wasn't the one that made it awkward. She wasn't the one that said anything. So he also wants to know why Robin wasn't there. Oh, she's too tired, David. The woman is too tired. So apparently Robin wasn't there because it's not about her. I'm very surprised. She usually makes everything about her. Now Suki asks Robin, does she think it's awkward for David? And we're listening to Cody say like that he did love Christine. Now Robin thinks that it could be awkward, but also it could be healing. This woman is healed, right? She's all the way healed. So now we're back with David and Christine. I'm telling you, I'm getting back on whiplash. Now, David says that Robin is always going on about wanting polygamy. You know, she wants this life. But here she is, keeping everything separate again. Thank you, David. But then he says something stupid, right? Because he says if he had an ex-girlfriend and said the type of things that Cody was saying in front of Christine, that Christine would want to scratch her eyes out. I thought, no, she wouldn't, David. Of course she wouldn't. Also, there's a big difference between like having an ex-girlfriend and a 30-year marriage that has resulted in half a dozen children. Come on, get together, David. You're not stupid. Lads, I need your help again, okay? Because I cannot understand this. I'm going to tell you exactly what Cody Brown said. So when he was talking about Christine and he said that he didn't love her, he wasn't being honest with himself. It wasn't a lie, but it wasn't true. What the hell does that mean? I cannot decipher this man, right? But he also says that he apologizes to David for offending him during Christine's apology. Oh my goodness. Anyway, then I don't know why, right? But Cody says that David works in construction and talks about things that are different to the way Cody understands them. I thought, oh my God, Cody, this is a very bad look. Like he's coming for this man. He's really looking down on what David does for a job. He's a feckin' gobshite. This man never learns. I tell you, never feckin' learns. Anyway, back to David and Christine. Now, I got all the way bothered by this, right? Suki is saying that Cody could approach the apology in a respectful manner because David is there. And then for some unknown reason, David says, I wouldn't allow her to go alone. She's my wife, not his. I thought, excuse me? What the hell are you talking about, David? She can literally go wherever the hell she wants. You don't get to allow her to go or not to go somewhere, the feckin' cheeky. Anyway, Cody doesn't understand Cody's thought process because it's left field. We all feel like that. We all feel like that, David. But David is still not happy about this goddamn apology. Then I'm getting little glimpses of things. I always love this, right? So I see Janelle telling Suki that she's the one that asked to be part of the family with Cody and Robin. She knew them as a couple and she felt like she belonged in the family because she had dumped Mary's brother by then. She was looking for somebody else. Now I also see Mary saying that she'd be having a private conversation with Robin and other people would find out. Oh, tell me more. For some inexplicable reason, Robin is telling me that she's always had Mary's back. I tell what, even when you are robbing all our money to buy herself a feckin' mansion, you lying hoe. Oh, anyway, that is our recap. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and hit subscribe and I'll catch you on the next one. Have a great day and remember, I love you long time.